We are now taking you live to Auckland, where police are providing an update about that fatal shooting there this morning. Let's listen in.
Right across Tamaki Makaurau responded, and members of the public inside the building were evacuated wherever possible. We know that several workers found refuge hiding inside the building during the event. At around 8 a.m, our Armed Offenders Squad, supported by a Special Tactics Group, located the offender inside a lift shaft where he had barricaded himself and attempted to engage him, having secured the floors above and below. The offender fired at police, injuring an officer. Shots were exchanged and the offender was later found deceased. Tragically, police located 2 members of the public deceased on the lower levels of the building site. The police officer was transported to hospital in a critical condition. We can advise he has stabilised. The 4 members of the public have injuries ranging from moderate to serious. At least one of these people self-presented at the Auckland City Hospital with moderate injuries. While the situation is still developing, we know that there may be more victims as they make themselves known to police, and these injury statuses may change. The building has now been cleared and the lockdown lifted. A scene guard will remain in place while investigations continue. This was an incredibly alarming incident for workers who were just starting their day. We've contained the situation and are not seeking anybody else. We have not formally identified the offender. However, we believe he is a 24-year-old. We understand he has worked at the construction site and believe the reason for his presence at the site this morning was connected with that work. We know that those who live and work in the vicinity may be feeling vulnerable. However, we can provide reassurance that there is no reason for ongoing concern about this situation. There is an increased police presence in the area, and we reassure the public that they can continue to come into the central city. The immediate vicinity remains cordoned while our team undertakes the scene examination. We are communicating with local and central government and FIFA tournament organisers. We've been part of the planning for the FIFA Women's World Cup for some time, and as such we're well placed to manage the impacts on the event. We're satisfied there's no ongoing risk to the public and no reason why the tournament should not proceed. The matches are safe to attend. Again, I want to acknowledge this has been a shocking and traumatic event for those people who came to work and found themselves in the middle of an armed emergency. Thankfully, many people were able to escape the building, but I know that for those who hid or remained trapped, this was a terrifying experience. I want to acknowledge the bravery of our staff who walk towards danger to keep the public safe. I'm very proud of their actions today. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yes, Mr. Costa, look, so you say there's an exchange of fire. Do you know if the offender was killed in that exchange or did he shoot himself?
We won't know that until we have completed our investigation.
And the victims, were they working at the construction site? The victims?
We believe that the victims are connected with the site, but we've yet to confirm that.
What can you tell us about the weapon? Was it a banned weapon, and how was he able to get hold of it while on electronic monitoring?
We believe that the weapon is a shotgun, so not a prohibited weapon. However, the individual does not have a firearms licence, so clearly he should not have possessed it.
Can you confirm that the deceased, that the offender was indeed on some form of electronic monitoring, home detention, wearing an anklet? Was that?
I can confirm that the offender is the subject of a sentence of home detention. However, he had an exemption to work at the site, and so there's no indication at this stage of a breach of those conditions.
So he wasn't breaching conditions if he went to work and his work was at the site?
We don't believe so.
How come Aucklanders are again in a position where someone known to police has caused this level of harm?
The individual's known for primarily family violence history. There is nothing to suggest that he has presented a higher level risk than was indicated by that history.
Were checks done at his property to ensure that he didn't have access to firearms?
Yes, there has been previous search of his property. I'm not going to go into fine detail about that because we need to work it through, but we have certainly never found him in possession of a firearm.
Are you able to say where the victims were actually shot on their bodies?
No, I can't give that kind of detail. Obviously, there's a lot of work still to do.
Do you know where on the site they were actually shot?
I'm told the lower levels of the building, that's all I know.
What was the motivation?
Was the police officer who's critically injured, was he or she shot by the offender?
Yes, the injured officer was shot by the offender in the exchange of fire that occurred within the lift well, and that officer is expected to undergo surgery today.
But that's stabilised.
Yes.
Do you know what the motivation for the attack was at this point?
We believe it's connected with the work at the site, but I can't go into more detail than that because there's a lot of people to interview.
But it's confirmed that there's no ideological motivation.
We know of absolutely no suggestion that would say this is a national security type event.
Can you give any more information around how he was able to conceal the weapon and get it into the building?
No, I don't know yet the details of how he entered. That will all come clear. There are lots of witnesses for us to speak to.
Now, what fears did police have as the incident was unfolding? Were there any concerns about more deaths?
Well, this was clearly an active shooter situation. We had multiple shots being fired, including at the point our staff had arrived at the scene. That in itself is a terrifying situation. Our staff show the courage to walk towards that danger and deal with it, and they did. And as I say, very proud of them.
And can I just ask, what lengths were police prepared to go to resolve this incident? We understand that officers may have shot from the Eagle helicopter as it was responding if necessary. Is that right?
I can't speak to whether that occurred. They will be doing everything possible whilst trying to keep the public safe.
Commissioner, just in terms of the officers, you described police officers entering the scene, which is an incredibly brave thing to do. Who were the first responders who got there first? Were they just uniform cops, or did you get the Undefender squad there, or the special tactics group?
We had staff responding from all over Auckland. We have a good number of Armed Defender Squad represented within our core units, and so as I understand it, the staff who entered and moved through the building were at least Armed Defender Squad qualified.